In this moment, I was like, okay, I don't know what to do. So that's why I'm coming to you right now to ask you for advice. So, what do you think about this whole situation? Like, what would you do if you were me? Step 1, pick out your journal. This is kind of obvious, but there's actually so much more to it. You actually do have to make some research. And for me, I know that I'm a very picky person with the journals that I'm looking for. So over the years, I have found some brands that satisfy my journal needs. My faves are the Midori journals, and I usually get them on Amazon. There's also the simple journals from Muji, and they're really cheap, which is a big plus. I also have a couple of moleskine, is it moleskine or moleskine? I don't know. Moleskine journals, and I've had my Luchstorm. Oh my god, I can't say it. My Luchstorm 1917 Phase 2. And now I recently discovered Paper Age on Amazon, and they have such a wide selection of colors, which I absolutely love. And on top of all that research, there's also the type of paper to look at. So there's plain, lined, dotted, squared, and it all really depends on the type of journaling you want to do, which we'll get on later, don't worry. And my personal faves are dotted journals because I like to make collages and play a lot with textures, and I feel like dots are more muted than like the big blue lines in a lined journal. And it also still allows me to write in straight lines because I need a little guide to write, or else I'll write diagonally. So for me, it's just a perfect choice. So do your research, girly pop. It's gonna save you so much time. Step 2, get your supplies ready. Okay, you definitely don't have to be as extra as me. Starting with everything that's markers, I have my fave Muji pens that I use religiously, my Crayola Super Tips markers, my Mildliner highlighters, and some gel pens. I love using memo pads. There's so many cute designs and they add so much to a spread. Personally, I like to have a color scheme or a theme when I do my spread, and these always help me out. Also, most of them are from art markets, gifted, or from Miniso. I've been a sticker addict since my childhood. All of this is not even like a fifth of what I have. My fave small businesses where I get my stickers from are Kokimori, Cherry Studio, Nicole Josephine, and L'Oreal May Art. I also like to get my stickers at Miniso and at art markets. Washi tapes always add that little oomph to my spreads. I buy the plain ones from Amazon, and the rest I've been collecting ever since I was 14. I love keeping magazines and all of the publicity stuff we receive in the mail to cut up their letters. I use them for my titles, and it looks so fun, and it's free as well to do. Cutout letters are such a big part of like my journaling style, but also of my brand, like how I edit. They're always there, and I think they're so fun. And then we have scraps. I keep everything from random papers, packagings, food wrappers, receipts, and business cards. And honestly, there's such a nice way to like personalize your journal. And number 3, I think you should think about the type of journaling that you want to do, because there's so many types of journals. First of all, the first big thing that you need to know, like there's digital journaling and physical journaling. I can't speak. I don't really know much about like the digital journaling world and like resources that could work for you, but I do know that there's like an Apple app. Now, if you have an Apple, like there's the journal app on your phone. I've never tried it, but if you do tell me how it goes, because I'm low-key curious, but I'm too lazy to try. And then physical journaling, this I know much of. I actually prefer this form of journaling because I can use all of my stickers that I've been accumulating for years, first of all, and second of all, I just like seeing my own handwriting with like pens and using all of my different pens, because I didn't buy all of this stuff for nothing, am I right? And just to give you some ideas, I'm just gonna list some of the physical types of journals that I have and that I own right now. Okay, just a disclaimer, I don't use them all at the same time. Like regularly. There's only like 4 that are on rotation on a like daily basis that I use the most. So I have my regular journal, which I guess you could call it a diary because it's where I write like stuff about my everyday life and just do random dumps and random stuff in it. But this is the one that I use the most, and I would say I use this one maybe like 4 to 5 times a week, really depends. Then I have my collage journal. This is where I use all of my like scrap supplies to kind of create art out of it and give them a second purpose. And this one I've started recently and I really enjoy it because I can just sit down, listen to music or watch a show and just stick a bunch of stuff on pages without really having to think, and to me that's very therapeutic. So then I have my book journal. This is where I rate and critique all of my books because I'm quite a big bookworm. I read a lot and I need to put all of these thoughts somewhere, so I need a journal for that, of course. And I also have a film journal, which I started recently. The real one saw me decorating it. This is where I critique the movies and TV shows that I watch. And so far, it's been fun. I really enjoyed doing it, and I highly recommend as well. So we have my dream journal. This is where I attempt to write the dreams that I remember when I wake up. I have my manifestation journal. This is where I do like all of my visualization. This is where I do all of my visualization. It's like I describe my ideal dream life as if I was already living it. So technically it's kind of like a diary, I guess, but of me talking as if I was already living my dream life. And it's been very helpful to manifest what I want. Then I also have my crochet journal. This is where I write the measurements and patterns that I use. And not gonna lie, I use it so rarely because most of the time I freehand all of my crochet shit. So this journal is kind of useless, but it's fine. And the last one is my shadow work journal. This is really like for some deep prompts and really like reflect about my life and like trauma and childhood and stuff. And I decided to have a separate journal for that because sometimes it can get kind of negative and I don't want to mix all that negativity with like my good vibes diary. Like imagine I just have a page talking about my day, how I had a great day, and then the next page is about childhood trauma. Like it's just too much for me, so I had to separate it. But that's all that I have. I hope me listing some of the journals that I have kind of gave you some ideas. And yeah. Step 4. Build a journaling ritual. Honestly, this is what helped me to stay as consistent as I am. As soon as I light up my candle, turn on my ambient lighting, wear my comfortable PJs and my Hello Kitty headband, I know that real business is about to go down. Also, over the years, I've learned that I prefer ending my day with a journaling sesh, hence why I try to build a calm and cozy atmosphere before sleep time to kind of motivate myself. I also love to watch a show at the same time or some commentary YouTube videos. They're actually my fave obsessions of the moment. But my faves right now are Emergency, Shakespeare, Amanda Mariana, and Madison Brown. So, if you're just getting started, I highly recommend building a routine that you will automatically associate to your journaling time. Be realistic with your goal. If you want to be consistent with journaling, you can't start right off the bat with like, oh, I'm going to journal every single day. It's just not realistic. If you want to build it as a habit, you have to go step by step. So you can start like, okay, maybe twice a week. And I'm going to be honest, as a veteran journal girly, I do not journal every single day because quite frankly, Ain't nobody got time for that. Like, I'm sorry. Sometimes I have long days and I come back home. I'm like, oh, I could document this day. But then I'm like, I'm just tired. So I'll do it tomorrow. And it's fine. It's not a big deal. Because for me, journaling is supposed to be a fun and creative outlet where I can document my life and also document kind of my mindset so that future me could see how past me was thinking and where she was in life. That was confusing, but I hope you got it. So yeah, just be realistic with it, because if you're not, I can guarantee you it's gonna start feeling like a chore and like a homework or like a school assignment, and I don't think that's what you want journaling to be for you, because it's supposed to be fun. At least that's what I think you want it to be. I hope so. But yeah, it's supposed to be fun. So if you're always dreading it, then I think you need to change how you approach journaling, because clearly something's not working. If you're always like, ugh, I don't want to write today, it's every single day, then I think there's a problem, and you should really take a step back and be like, oh wait, am I forcing myself too much? Be realistic and take it slow, because it's a habit you want to build, and you can't build a habit like this in 2 seconds. So yeah, off to the next week go. Try to journal in new locations. I know I just said like literally minutes ago that you should have a ritual and be consistent with it, but this step is for more when you'll be more used to journaling, just so it doesn't feel like repetitive and kind of get boring, you know, just kind of a little spice to it. So what you should do is journal in new locations, and it doesn't have to be major. Like sometimes I journal in my bed instead of my desk, or other times I journal on my kitchen table, other times I journal here in my backyard on the table right here. Sometimes I call up my friend and I'm like, hey girl, do you want to go journal at a cafe? And then we go journal together. And that's also a nice way to build friendships and have a new community, but that's another story. And other times I go, it's my favorite place in the world, the library, and journal. So just, you know, make some tweaks to make journaling more fun to you if you really want to be consistent over the years. And now that I've given you enough tips on how to start journaling and making it fun for you, it is time to get to work, my child. My job here is done. Fly high, little bird. Just joking. Before leaving, I'm gonna give you some page/prompt ideas to help you get started, because I know you must be thinking, girl, I have nothing interesting to write about. But best believe me, as a certified yapper, there's always something to talk about. Luckily for y'all, I just finished my recent diaries, so I shall give y'all a VIP access to it, because I know y'all are nosy, and also I like y'all. I hope this will help. Okay, so this is where I talk about my everyday life. So obviously most of my pages are about my days and like some fun events/things that happen to me. But when I have nothing of the sort to talk about, I enjoy making playlists, bucket lists, also just any random types of lists, random brain/feeling dumps. I like to also review albums and new music, make a list of things I'm grateful for, review some concerts that I've been to, and kind of make a little collage out of it. And also I like to answer some question prompts, some questions that I like to ask myself from time to time to make me reflect are, what am I proud of right now? What makes me happy right now? What inspires me? How do I feel today? And try to be as honest and raw as possible. How would child me feel about who I am today? And sometimes I just have random yapping session there, especially when it comes to K-pop. I make a collage out of my albums and then yap away into the night. Also, since I'm extra, I like to make my journal more fun to scroll through, so I like to make it more interactive. Not gonna lie, I love me a good little peekaboo moment, as you've seen. Anyways, I hope this video helped and that you enjoyed it. Tell me what you thought about it in the comments and if you want me to do other journaling videos. And thank you for watching.